So hello everyone, this is the fourth Selenium with Java tutorial. So today we will discuss about that how to scroll the application, how to scroll it on the web page, and then how to perform the different operations. Okay, so these are the mandatory things. So if you remember my first Selenium tutorial where I have described that how to uh, what is the hierarchy in the Selenium. So you will remember this diagram like hierarchy of the Selenium. Okay. So if you remember this diagram that I have explained you in my first Selenium tutorial, so there was an interface. It's named as a JavaScript executor. So it's an interface. So how we will create the object of this one and we will use this one to scroll our web page. Okay. So I am taking as an example of my web page as a practice page. Okay. So in a practice page, let's see there will be some kind of scenario. The first scenario will be like this one that you need to scroll up to an element. Okay, means you need to scroll up to an element, or you can say web element. Second, you need to scroll up to some distance, you can say like 10 pixel on x-axis and 20 pixel on y-axis. Okay, so this will be a second scenario. The third scenario will be like this one, that you have to scroll up to the bottom of the web page. Okay, means a complete scroll. This is known as a complete scroll, that you want to scroll up to the bottom of the web page. Okay, so we will cover these all things one by one, that how to perform these all scrolls. Okay, so let me first perform the uh, this x and y axis scroll. So in the previous video, we have just learned that how to launch the browser, how to minimize, maximize, and navigate these all things. So I will keep these all things as it is, and then I will scroll. I will perform the scroll on my web page. Okay. So I will create object of my Java script executor interface. So Java script executor. I will give it name as GSC, and it is a JavaScript. It's an interface, so we will use the casting to create the object. Okay, so the casting will be JavaScript executor. So the casting is with your WebDriver instance. Okay. So this will give you the object of source, and also remember we have to import the package of this one. Let me remove this one so that it will get more clear. So if you'll hover over it, so you have to import the package of openqa.selenium for JavaScript executor. Okay, so always remember these all things. Okay, now I want to scroll some x-axis, some y-axis. So how it will be done? So just write here object name. Then we have a method like a execute a script. Okay, this one. So you will use this script to scroll the web page. So inside this you have to pass some value like window dot scroll to. Okay. Window dot scroll to. You have to pass here the x and y axis. Okay. So window dot scr scroll by, and you have to give here the value of x and y axis simply. Okay. So suppose that I want to scroll by x axis as a, let me make it little bit more like 20, and in y-axis like 600 pixels. Okay, so when I will run this one, what it will do, it will just whatever the page is open, it will just scroll it by this x and y axis. Okay, so let me run this one so that we can see that how to perform that tool. That's it's taking a little bit more time. So in the next we will see that how to scroll up to an element. Okay, so let me, for this time I will use, from the next time I will use only the Chrome driver, not this one, Firefox. Latest version of the Firefox is little bit slow. That's why it's taking a lot of time. That's why nowadays it is not recommended. Only Chrome and HTML unit driver are recommended. Yeah. The issue is it, yeah, the issue is this one, that the timeout exception I think so, because it have taken a load connection dispute. This kind of error is appeared. Don't worry, I will use this time Chrome driver to sort out this issue. So sometime you will get such kind of issue in the Firefox. When you will run again with the Firefox, it will get passed. Okay. Next time it will not. Next time it will not take so much time. Let me run it again. Let me close this one. So I'm running it. You will see that from the next time it will not take so much time. It should not take actually too much time. Launch. Okay. So now you will see that it will be opened, and then it will scroll it as we have given in X and Y axis in pixel. Okay. So always remember it will scroll in the pixel format. You can see that here it has been scrolled and here it has also been scrolled. So the first scenario has been completed. Now for the second scenario, suppose that we need to scroll up to an element. Okay. Suppose that I want to scroll up to this element. Then we can enter the value. So in most of the case, you have to find the web element. Then you have to scroll up to your particular web element. Okay. So how it will be done? So it's also again very same thing. That first you need to find that element, and then you have to scroll up to that element. Okay. So for the time being, I am just commenting this one. Okay. So now let me locate my web element. Web element. First name is equal to driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay. Done. Now we have to scroll up to this element. Again, the first line will be same. Means here you are creating the object of your JavaScript executor. So it will be same for each operation, whether you are scrolling x and y pixels, or whether you are scrolling up to an element, or whether you are scrolling for the complete document. Okay. So let me scroll up to that element. So what will be the code for this one? So again I will write gsc dot execute script, this one. Inside that you have to pass some operation like this one argument. Always remember spelling should be wrong, sorry, very correct, otherwise you will get an error. Argument, you will not get any compile time error because you are writing inside a double quote. Okay, so argument 0 dot scroll into view. There is a method named as a, or you can say it's a function because it's a JavaScript function. Scroll into view. Okay, this one. Scroll into view, and then here you have to write your element name for what you are scrolling. Arguments 0 dot scroll into scroll. Okay, so it must be correct into into scroll into view, and then your web element whatever from where from up to you want to perform the scroll operation. This one. Okay, so I will run this code. You will see that it will scroll up to that element. Okay. So you can see that your Chrome browser has been opened. You will see that it will scroll up to that element. In the third scenario, we will check that how to scroll up to the bottom. So you can see that you have taken the first name, so it has been scrolled up to the first name. Okay, so this one you are gonna to use too much in your actual Selenium script, that how to scroll up to the element. So always remember you are writing the function here, scroll into it under the double quote, so there will be no any spelling mistake. Suppose that if I will write some wrong something, so there will be no error, there will be no error because I am writing inside the double quote. So please use spell correct at your own end. Okay, so now I want to scroll up to, you can say, complete bottom of the web page. Now suppose that the third scenario is this one. I want to scroll complete up to the bottom of the web page. So how it will be done? Okay, so again object will be same, and I will use this method, execute script, this one, and here I will write operation like window dot scroll to scroll to inside the braces. Okay, and I will pass, you can pass here some argument or not required, and you will say that here uh, document dom, whatever the document is your web page, document dot body dot scroll height. There is a method scrollheight. Okay, so by this way you can perform the scroll up to the bottom of the web page. Again correct, we have whether we have used complete windows dot scroll to capital, it will be camel case, argument something 0 or null, document dot body dot document height. Okay, so we will use this one to scroll up to the bottom of the web page. So let me run this one. after Chromium has been launched, and after that only there is a three method to scroll. Okay, that you can scroll up to the x and y pixel, you can scroll up to the element, you can scroll up to the bottom of the web page, but we can also create a lot of things from these all things. For example, that if there is a scenario that you have to scroll up to the bottom of the web page. Okay, now second scenario, you have to again scroll your web page from bottom to the top of the web page. So for this one, how it will be done, let me tell you. So if I check this one, so you can see that it has already been scrolled up to the bottom of the web page. Okay, this one. Now suppose I want to scroll up to the bottom to top of the web page. So how it will be done? So we know that in our document object model or in the web page of the HTML, uh, we have a header tag. Header tag is basically at the top of the web page. So we will find that header tag, then we will scroll up to the top of the web page. So this time I will locate my header as this one, like a driver dot find element by dot tag name, and tag name will be header. Okay, so now my element is header. Okay, so I will find the header which is whatever the head of the HTML page, and by using of this header we will scroll up to the top of the web page. Okay, so again same thing I will do like this one, and here I will pass the head. Okay, so let me put here some weight so that we can see that how it is scrolling. Okay, so it is a very important intro question, because everybody know that how we can scroll up to the bottom of the web page by this line, but how we will scroll from bottom to the top of the web page. So this will be a small concept. So here we will again use the same concept that we have used, that is scroll up to a web element. But what the web element will be this time, it will be header of your HTML page. Okay, so every HTML page will have a header. So let me clear this one, and so that after the start we can do. Now let me run this one as a test and detail. It have not clear yet. Yes, it's done. Now we will do this one. So web browser has been launched, it is maximizing. You will see that how first it will scroll up to the bottom of the web page, then it will go to the top of the web page. Whenever your application have Ajax type application, Ajax type script it have, so you need to perform such kind of operation to find some element. So you have seen that from the bottom it have come, now it is going to the top of the web element. Okay, so for such kind of dynamic application or something which are getting load on every scroll, you have to perform such kind of scrolling like top to bottom or bottom to top. So it's all about that the scrolling part. Now uh, let me remove this one, it is not required. Now one more important thing, that how to press the enter key in you can say in your Selenium. Okay, so suppose that I have a Google, like my PC is getting hang, I think, so it's running since last so many hours. That may be the reason. Okay, let me type the Google. Yes. So what I will do, I will let you know that how to press the enter in the Selenium. Okay. So there are the two ways to press the enter. Either you can use the robot key, which is not recommended. which is not recommended to press the you can say the use the robot key. Okay, suppose that I am having the Google and I want to enter some value over here, and then I need to press the enter. So how it will be done? So let me remove these also. So again I will use my Chrome. So it's my Google URL. Within a 3 second it will get open. Let's make it little bit less because it's Google. Take less time, 2 seconds. Now I will inspect this one. So inside this you will get a lot of things like it's a DOM. Basically this is the HTML structure is known as a document object model, and by using this DOM we will just find the property of this element. Okay, suppose that this is the element where we want to enter some value. So we can get this element by name, this one. We can get this element by class name. Okay, so this time I will get the class name. So always remember, if I will use the class name as a CSS value, so what will happen? Let's see. Okay, so suppose that I am entering my class name. As we know that for the class name we use the dot. Okay, so I will use the dot net. I will print the class. So let's see, I am not able to find it out. So whenever in your real life scenario, if you are getting a class name which is having a space between two words, just remove the space and add a dot operator. Okay, so it's a little bit concept. You will be able to find the your, you can say, element. Okay, so now I will use that driver dot find element by dot. Now I will use the CSS selector, this one. Okay, dot send keys. Send keys I am entering like a way to testing. Okay, after entering I want to press the enter. So how the enter will be pressed? So as I told you, there are two ways, but I will use only the most preferred way by using the Selenium. So I will say that driver dot find element, okay, by dot id, and inside the id you have to pass a value. Then there will be a send key. Okay, so inside you have to write keys dot enter. This one you should use to press the enter. Okay, so by this way you can press the enter in your Selenium. So let me run this one so that you will get much more clear. We will launch the Google, we will enter some value in the input box or the search box, and then we will press the enter key. So you can see the Google has been opened. You can see it have entered the value, but it's not pressed the enter key, I think so. Okay, let me check it again. Using the robot key, but it is not actually recommended because in the robot key if you are using, then you have to keep your mouse cursor or your active screen as a, you can say, the current focusing screen. You cannot open some other screen. Okay, suppose that I am working on this one and I can open another screen, my script will be running, but in the robot keys it's not possible. You have to keep open your automating screen. Okay, you can see that we have opened the browser. So let me close these all things. Yes. Now it has been opened. It's a slowness issue, nothing much more. You will get such kind of intermittent issue when your OS or PC is not responding well due to some internal functionalities. Let me run it again. Okay, so you can see it has pressed the enter key. Okay, so, but I am using the you can say automation, so it's saying me to prove you are not a human being. So this is the main way that you can press the enter key. And again for the robot key, I will tell you in the next class. So it's enough for today. And just practice for this kind of scenario, that scroll up to an element and then put some value, then click on this value, enter some value, then scroll to the other element. Okay, so it's enough for today. In the next class we will start working on the framework. Okay, so in the next class we will design the framework. Don't miss that class. And from very initial part we will design the POM, page object model, and inside the POM we will define different kinds of data driven, keyword driven, and hyper driven framework. Okay, so let's give me more 5 minutes so that I can explain you one more thing. uh, Before finishing the class, let me tell you one more thing. Suppose that I am inside my this Selenium demo class. Okay, and here I have defined my web driver. Okay, so whenever I want to inspect an element, I will just simply say driver dot find element. Okay, it's working. I will find the element, I will enter the value, whatever I want to perform, clean or whatever, enter some value, I will do it here. But for example that I have another class, like I have a base state class. Okay, so or let me create a new class. For example that now I have a new class. So in the new class, I again have to write WebDriver.driver. Otherwise, I will not be able to find the element. Like suppose that I have a, this is my first page class, and for the second page I have another class like page 2. Okay. So for the page 2 class, I cannot write. For example, I am writing here a method like a public void G. Suppose that. But now here I cannot write driver dot find element. Okay, I cannot write here the driver dot find element because driver is not a part of this class. Okay, so there is a problem that how to pass the driver reference to each classes. Okay, like suppose that I have 10 pages in my website and I want to automate this website. So for the first page I have written the driver. For the second page, again I need to write the driver. Okay, then I can only inspect the element and then I can only perform my operation. So this is not a fair part. Means every time it's a repetitive task. It's not a kind of quality of your code. Okay, so then what we need to do? So then to avoid such kind of problem, we have two things. Okay, so to avoid such kind of problem, that to avoid such kind of situation, that for each page or for each class we need to create the WebDriver instance. So there is two options. First option is this one, that just create a WebDriver instance. Okay, and use this driver in each web page. Okay, first solution is this one, just create a WebDriver instance and use it in each web page. Okay, second concept is this one, just create a WebDriver. Okay, now just pass it to each web pages using inheritance. using inheritance. Inheritance. Okay. So what do you mean by inheritance? Means you are making a parent class and you are doing the extend operation. So you will, there is a two option. You can do the extend from parent class to second class. You can pass your driver reference from one class to another class. Either you can create a single driver and you can pass it to the each class. So this kind of concept is known as the singleton pattern. And this kind of concept is known as a POM, phase object model. So both are useful, both are required. I will tell you both the things. So in the next session, we will working on these all things. So again, the problem was, I have told you the problem was in the interview, they can ask why we need these all patterns. So something like this one to create the instance at every web page to avoid such kind of situation of duplication that for each web page we have to create the WebDriver instance to automate. So this is not a good practice. So the what is the good practice? Just create a one-time instance and pass it to the every class, or create a parent class driver reference and by using the inheritance and extend just pass it to the second class, third class, fourth class, this one. So we will discuss both of